Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the NAO show, week 10 in review. We got the trade deadline looming. We have one trade to talk about tonight. Hopefully, we get some big ones going, but I don't think anything's going to happen coming down to the line. Everybody's kind of feeling themselves, and their lineups are kind of where they're going to be. And when you're in seventh place and you're only 2 wins out of fourth, all things can go out the window if you start making crazy trades. So I'm not making a move. How about you, Marky Mark? Oh, wait, you did make a move. We'll talk about that
Yeah,
later in the show. How are you, Marky Mark?
doing well, doing well.
All
Lot,
right.
uh, lot trying to make a few little moves to keep relevant. So sitting here at 5-5.
Hey, 5-5 is better than what I'm doing at four and
Yeah,
six. So
sure looked a lot better when it was 5-3 a couple of weeks ago, but we won't open that can of worms.
Tank Top Mike is not with us tonight, as you can see, and we may all know why, because fantasy football is stupid, and I don't know why we all play this game. But let's get into the scores of Week 10, Primo. Let's get it going. What do we got first?
Alrighty, let's see here. I had it up on my screen. Yeah, we're gonna start with Pooh Crew 148. And what are we calling Dylan these days? He's had so many names, man. I guess she's just
Swirly.
Dilly. He's just Dilly again. Yeah, Swirly Kings is kind of good. I like that one. Yep, Dilly 123, 148 to 123. Start us off on this one, man. Kind of a shame for Dylan to.
Yeah.
I think he was fourth in scoring, but he played the guy that was first in scoring. Man, he can't catch a break this year.
I was gonna say that. I mean, he kind of ran into a buzzsaw. He had a lot of guys that overperformed their projections. Some standouts is Tony Pollard. He got 20 points. He was projected 12. James Conner actually played. I don't know if you knew that, Marky Mark, but he
Yeah,
played
yeah.
and got 22 points, and he was only projected 11, so doubling up. And then the one that kind of stands out to me, I mean, Robert Woods, he was only projected 7 points and he got a total of 2 catches for 10 yards. So that is a good week. I mean, that is a lot of his guys overperformed, and that's what he needed when he was going up against the Pooh crew. But Pooh crew just came out. He just had a stronger lineup, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're looking up and down here. There's a lot of green. Even as Dylan's defense, he picked up Minnesota a few weeks back. There, they got him 15 points, which was, I don't who'd expected that against Buffalo, but
Yeah, no
Josh
one. No
Josh
one would
Allen
have. No one.
and Rogers, kind of hurts me to say, finally had a good game. Had to do it against my freaking Cowboys, but even Rogers got him some good points. So he had a really decent week. Like I
Yeah.
say, he would have beat five other managers, but he just happened to play the one that had the highest score in Pooh Crew. So you see that Barkley, had a Barkley game, man. He's definitely probably comeback player of the year.
Yeah, he's got to be. Got to be.
Yeah, Amon Ra looks like maybe he's healthy and doing his thing again. Had a good game. Dial up Debo though, man.
This is
Six
the second
point.
week in a row where he hasn't hit the
Yeah.
century mark of 10 points.
Our projection of Ayuk finishing ahead of him is just looking better all the time. But yeah, Taylor did his thing again. Looks like maybe he's healthy.
He's probably back
Dalvin,
in true form.
yeah, Dalvin Cook was looking like a stinker, but then he rips off like what was it, 70 some 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah, I was going
Kind
to
of
say most of those points are just one play.
one play, man. Otherwise, because I was watching that game and he wasn't doing anything, but he did what Cook can do. Guys like that, if they can get you that one big play that can make your day.
That's
That's what
right.
he did in this case. So, yeah, and he hadn't lost several in a row there. Gosh, I don't know how many. Do you remember? You probably keep track of that stuff, don't you? How many in a row did he lose?
Let me see.
It was a bunch, man. So he finally got off the schneed there.
All right, so that's one. That's two. That's three. Three in a row. Is
Three in
that
a row.
gonna
Three
be
in a row.
four?
I think it was four in a row.
Four in a row.
Four in a row. Four in a row. So
Four in a
yeah,
row from week 6.
man. So I know he was happy. He he was saying what I said several weeks back. Dylan's out there somewhere. So he, he was like, "Where's Dilly? Where is Dilly? There he
He's gone to
is."
that well too many times and he's nobody
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Dylan's just always helping him out one way or another, isn't he?
He saved him the last 2 years, so this year
Yeah.
he wasn't able to.
And, Herbert's still down, and Etienne didn't have a great game, but he
Yeah.
made it up in other places. So, man, that was a good score for him. It's been a while since he scored that much. So he had a couple of those days he lost were under 100 points.
100? Under
Un,
100?
under 100 points. So,
You love to see it.
yeah, he was probably breathing a sigh of relief, seeing that he finally broke 100, got up to almost 150. So good day for Pooh Crew. Finally got it done after 4 straight losses. Wow, interesting, man.
You love to see it. You just love
Yeah,
to see it.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you where he is in the standings a little later in the show there.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to the standings later, and let's hope that another losing streak starts. It doesn't
That'd be
hurt our
delightful.
feelings. Doesn't hurt our feelings when he's on a losing streak at all. So. All right, let's move on to our next score. We got Tank Top Mike 99, Goofy Jace 90. So we thought this one might be a barn burner, but man, both these guys struggled to hit the century mark. So what do you think about this one, Sean?
It was a race to 100 and neither of them made it.
Yeah,
uh it's kind of the Tank Top Mike kind of had the opposite of Dilly over here. He did have a couple big injuries
yeah, that
in
cup
Judy
injury.
and Cup. Hate to see it, especially for a team that is win now, has a great freaking record, and some of his best guys go down.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what is up with AK Alvin Kamara. Like he's been a shadow of himself this year, hasn't he?
Well, that's kind of what's up with New Orleans, man. I think Jameis is okay to play, but they keep on trotting Andy Dalton out there. I don't know why they think he gives them a better chance to win than Jameis does. He's okay, but what is he like 2-5 as a starter? So why don't you just bring Jameis back out there?
I
That kind of
mean, I don't think one's any better than the other, and neither of them are going to get them to the playoffs, even in our crappy division where
yeah.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers are first in their division at 5-5, which kind of seems like a
Well, just answering the question about AK, I think what do you do when Dalton's playing? You stack the box and you make Dalton have to beat you. So I think maybe that's what's happening.
mm-hmm.
Kamara had a decent game a week or two ago. I
Yeah.
thought maybe he was back, but I think this is what you're going to see with the Dalton-led offense.
Yeah, AK had a string of 4 weeks in a row where he was prime AK, where his lowest score was 14, and he almost scored 40 against the Raiders in week 8. But it just seems like you can't depend on him anymore to drop 25 for you every week.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
Judy going down without any points from Tank Top, that was rough to see. And Swift's
Yeah.
first week back, he only gets 8 points.
Yeah, that Swift thing, man, that's just so aggravating. It's like sit him if you're not going to give him more than like 6 carries, right? Is that
Right.
what he got it? Yeah, 6 carries for 6 yards. He got the touchdown, help him out a little bit, but what did he get?
Mm-hmm.
He got 7 touches in the game. I mean, if that's how you're going to give him, just sit him, man. I mean,
Yeah, and
And
I
he,
mean, Goofy didn't have anything else going up on his side. I mean, he had Hurts. He did his job at 21 points, and Aaron Jones came in way over projection at
yeah,
22 points. But other than that, Jamal Williams is the only other person that uh went past his projection. So it
yeah,
was just a rough match for both the teams here.
got a goose egg from Pierce there, unfortunately. Not much on his bench though, as you're looking down. I guess Visca, Chenault had a long touchdown run, which
One
kind of
play.
made kind of made his day. But who's starting Visca? Looks like he actually started the right defense. I'm scrolling down and
Yep, he
seeing
did.
here that not that they did great, but at least he had the top defense in there. But because a lot of times, he jokes about that's how he loses his matchups. But man, that goose egg from Pierce killed him. If he, yeah, you think about it, if he gets the right guy in there, then maybe he can pull this one off. But yeah, both of them kind of had a down week, and not real pretty. It was a big matchup with the guys up there in the playoff spots, but it didn't really materialize this week. So
Yeah, I just I imagine if these two teams were like actual NFL teams, they were like playing in the mud while it was snowing type thing, and nobody could do anything. Like
yeah,
one of those games.
right. The thing I feel bad for Mike about is it's as good as his team is. For one, it sucks to lose Cup because that was a big part of
Yeah,
his
golly,
success.
yeah.
And you hate to see that. I think better days are ahead for Swift. He's practicing in full. So I would think there's better days ahead for him. Hopefully they get him more involved. But the tight end position is what's kind of killing him here, man. It seems like he can never get the right guy in there. He had Johnson on his bench with 12.9, and he had started Ingram. And, he's kind of hurting in that position. Taysom
Yeah,
Hill gave him that one big game, but then, Hill hasn't been doing anything. He can't, Gesicki's just not involved. And even Jawan Johnson is, kind of hit or miss. He's good, but he's kind of up and down. It's no consistency at the position for him at all.
well, I can make that argument for a lot of tight ends
Yeah, that's true.
in the
That's
league.
true.
So, like, he's where he needed a little more consistency this year to get him over the hump. Uh, no one's getting any consistent unless you have the top three tight ends. It's all of a freaking flip coin.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I don't know. What do you think about Goofy with all the injuries and whatnot? He beat me a couple of weeks ago. Barely squeaked it out. We both had bad games that one too, and um, he's up there with a decent record. But I'm wondering if this loss here does that kind of start him on a downward spiral with all those injuries and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Goofy is a pretender, not as a hit towards him or his team. His team is just so injury
Yeah,
ridden right now, and
yeah,
for him to be as high as he is a testament of his actual team. But with all the injuries he's had, it's so difficult for him to stay up there, I think, especially
yeah.
with how competitive the league is. I mean, you gotta hopefully he stays in. Like I want him to do well for himself, but I would be shocked if he made it with all the injuries he has.
Yeah, well, maybe he's got enough wins to stay up there, but it's going to be tight.
Yeah.
He's probably going to have to get another win. Maybe he's probably saying Dylan's out there somewhere. All right, let's move on to our next score here. We're going to go with the Prince, I won't round this one because it was just that close. The Prince 128.68. A Bombers 128. You beat them by less than a
Point
point.
68.
And you were up by more. Did you go to bed thinking you had this one under control and then you woke up
No,
and said, "Holy shite."
actually, it was the exact opposite.
Uh,
So I've lost, I think it's 3 weeks on Monday night. when I needed
Right,
one person
right.
to go in and actually just do average and get me my points. So I was just like, you know what? I'm probably gonna lose. It's probably gonna be AJ Brown night, and is that's how it's gonna be. You know what I mean? And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go to sleep early on Monday night for the first time in weeks. And I
Maybe,
wake up and I'm like, did I win? I won. I won. I won. I didn't
maybe
even
that's
know I was that close.
maybe that's the trick. Go to bed. Just go to bed on Monday nights if you need somebody to get you the win there.
And then I'm just laying in there. I'm laying in bed, and it's like hoping for a snow day the next day. You just like you're so like, am I gonna do it? Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? And then I woke up and I was like, oh, I won! I won! It was a nice surprise.
That's crazy, man. You survived a goose egg from Edwards Hilaire,
He's on
and
the block.
then yeah. Oh yeah, let me look at that. Let me look at that trade right quick. No, it's you're gonna have to go down with the ship on that one. But you put Claypool in, who'd had a decent game there, his first game, but only 2 targets in this one. He had 1.3 points, so that was pretty bad. And then we talked about in chat a little bit how the reason that you ended up so close is because Devonta Smith lost points at the end because he had a touchdown. He was in double digits, looking pretty good there, but he
And then they
lost
tried
points.
the lateral.
Yeah, yeah. Not only did they charge him with a fumble, but he also lost yards on the reception. So it was just a crazy play where, you looked like you had a little bit of cushion, and all of a sudden, man, you were, a whisker away from actually losing that damn thing. Oh, and then of course you wouldn't have been surprised because you went to bed on it.
Yeah.
But anybody that stayed up and watched the game, realized that holy crap, Smith lost points. I wonder how many people he actually lost the game for on that play. Not that he lost it; it was just one of those crazy, stupid plays. One of those fantasy things that happen.
You know what's funny is I'm sitting here looking at A-Bomb's team, and it looks like everybody on this team did pretty much what they were supposed to do, and no one really did anything more than they had to. And if one person did a little bit more, he would have just won. Like,
Yeah,
how often does Mike Evans only get 7 points?
yeah, that one hurt him for sure. And of course, he had to start Dorsett, and he didn't do too much in that game.
No, he did not.
That would hurt him a bit. Davis had a nice day, but then Allen was down a little bit with he had two picks. Gosh, were they both end zone picks or red zone? At least I remember one was in the end zone. That
Funny
it was
story time,
really
Marky Mark.
okay. Let's hear your
Story
story.
time. So, Josh Allen was going against the San Francisco 49ers. The Prince had started the San Francisco 49ers. Oh, no.
No, it's Minnesota.
Oh, wait. Go back. So,
Take
A-Bomb
two.
messaged me and he said, I hope I don't lose on that one INT that my team got. And that is exactly what happened.
Uh,
San
okay.
Francisco had a interception late, and that was the difference between our game.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm trying to
Besides
see how that.
the score correction.
Yeah. Okay.
So his team lost his fantasy match for
Wow.
him.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, close as can be, and definitely important game for A Bomb to stay up there in the playoff hunt. And now you're only, well, we'll talk about standings, but that was a big game. That was a big win for you right there.
That could have been pretty
Yeah,
momentous.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, up and down, looking up and down, everything. Yeah, you're right. Everything looks pretty good there, but Allen being a little bit below his projection hurt, and those interceptions hurt a lot. Having to start Dorsett, otherwise maybe he could have done a little something there. did he leave anything on the bench? I'm scrolling down through. Oh, Darius Slayton. Wow. He's the one that picked up Slayton. We were just talking in pre-show chat there. If
He was projected 1.83 points. He got
right,
him
right.
17 points on his bench.
You're talking about somebody to flex, and I said, hey, do you still have Slayton? You might want to get him in there. And you said no, and so I didn't know who had Slayton until right now. Man, so man, I think I would have started Slayton over Dorsett too. So I got to
I
put
I
that
mean,
one.
if you're gonna try to just get lucky on a freaking matchup, I mean,
Yeah, I got to put that one on A bomb a little bit, man.
he's playing
And
Houston.
yeah, yeah. And then the last thing I'll say for A bomb there, I that Najee Harris trade, man, it's got to be bugging him a little bit because he was only projected like 10 points something,
10.3 points.
10.3 points. I mean, so it's they're already like even these prognosticators are saying, yeah, Najee's down. We're gonna start. Usually he'd probably be up 15, 16 points projection. And they're giving him a 10-point projection and he can't hit it. So
He carried the ball 20 times. It's
yeah,
because the defense isn't even scared of the pass. The
yeah.
only thing they have to
Well,
do is stop the run, and they beat Pittsburgh.
I still think he's nursing that foot injury. I mean,
I do
Jalen Warren
too.
gets out there behind the same bad line, and he's got a lot more juice, So
Hmm.
that Harris trade's got to be bugging him a little bit, man. It doesn't seem to be working out well for him. So feel kind of bad for him on that note.
No, we don't feel bad for you. You gave it to the enemy.
All right, well, let's move on to our next score here. We're going to go with the DBs 127, the Hoosier Daddies 101.
Yeah, had
So,
to round it up to the one.
had to round it up there, yeah. So, yeah, I was looking at this earlier, and they were almost 20 points below their projection, and I was only 6 points below mine, but I basically needed that perfect storm again where they're 20 below and I'm 20 above, and it just didn't work out this time like it did a few weeks ago. What'd you think
Yeah,
here?
I think a lot of their guys, I think they were all pretty over projected. I think to have CMC projected at 19 points on a new offense in what, week 3? He had a big week last week, but he also threw for a touchdown, didn't he? So, I think I think he was just kind of over projected. Henry had a real bad game, which was not like him. He only scored 7 points for him. And
Yeah, it's a
with the
tough
AJ
defense.
Brown injury, he didn't do very well either, unfortunately for them. You hate seeing people get injured. You just want them to do bad, not get injured.
Right, right, right. Yeah, that's what I say. I definitely had things happen in my direction. I just didn't have enough people to put in there really,
Yeah.
between buys and whatnot. And I put Naeem Hines in there. It was looking more and more like Zeke was going to be out, so I'd take him out. And I put in Hines thinking, okay, it's the second week. Maybe he'll do like CMC in his second week. But I sat there watching that game and watching freaking James Cook get carries. And then freaking Duke Johnson gets carries.
Duke
I'm like,
Johnson.
so glad you guys signed Naeem Hines, traded for him, so that you could give carries to guys that were already there that you weren't giving carries before, you know. And none
Duke
of them did anything.
Johnson.
Yeah, so I guess I was probably a week early. Now they're saying we're going to get Hines more involved, like, thank you, kind of a week late. And, my original plan was to leave Zeke in there, and if he was declared out on the late game, I had Elijah Mitchell, who was off of injured reserve. My
Hmm.
original plan was to put him in. That would have worked out better, but it would have only been 8 more points. And I honestly, had stared down Paris Campbell a few times, but just couldn't get myself to put him in. He ended up having a good game. So
You would have never known. Like
yeah. That's
nobody
definitely
starts
one
Paris
where I'm
Campbell and goes, "Oh,
no.
that's the game winner right there."
I
No.
was definitely I was he's been better with Ryan, and because they kind of changed the offense with Ryan in there to try to get rid of the ball earlier. So I when I saw that Ryan was going to play, I thought about it, but it was tough to think about putting him in there. He had a decent game, so yeah, maybe a couple of plays could have got me there, but it just wasn't meant to be this week, I guess. So unfortunately, I needed it, man. Lamb had a big game. We have him in another league, a secret league, and we were
Well, we
loving
had
that.
him in another league.
Yeah, well, we had him. Yeah, we just traded him away. Yeah, he went to crap.
Yeah, he went to crap.
He went to crap in that other league. All I'm going to say about that. But yeah, they had
Adam
a
Schefter
decent.
texted us and said that Lamb is not going to do well for the rest of the year. So we were like, all right, we'll
Yeah,
just send him off to shit land.
yeah. Yeah, but you got a decent roster when you miss your projection, but you still get almost. They got 127 if you round it,
Yeah.
and got the win there. So they got a good roster this year,
Well,
and
they're not in one. So their record definitely shows that their roster is very solid.
yeah.
This is what we've been saying for the last 2 years. It's just finally happening.
Yeah, finally working there. Finally working. All right, I think we can move on to our last score, which is going to be the tips.
Dun,
What do
dun,
we got
dun.
here? The tips won a game. Look at that, would you?
Wait, what?
The tips won a game, won a matchup. So 117 for the tips, and we'll call it 92 for FNG. So, man,
This is a down week for FNG. FNG's been killing it the last like 4 weeks. He's
yeah, yeah,
and his team just came out and just laid a giant goose egg. I blame it on Miles Sanders, to be
yeah.
honest with you. Miles
Well,
Sanders
I
has
mean,
been hitting the goal line and getting the 6 points at least once a week. And this week he just didn't make it in there. And Juju, what is up with Juju, man? Like, I thought Juju going to Kansas City was going to be fire after like week 5, you know?
well,
Patty Mahomes
I
throwing
think
to
it
Juju.
was starting to be that it was starting to be, but he got hurt. I don't. Did you know that he got knocked out of the game?
Yeah, Juju got hurt and then it didn't pan out. But Christian
Yeah,
Kirk did 27 points in Jacksonville. Golly. Let's
yeah.
let's
He had another
let's
big
let's
day.
project the next game he's gonna do that on.
Singletary with a 2 touchdown day, and even Tannehill, putting up almost 20 points. It's pretty big. I mean, to
Hmm.
me, Tannehill's kind of toast. So to see him putting up 20 points is pretty amazing in itself. Nico with a touchdown and a decent day. And
Here's a
my
question for you,
my my
Marky Mark.
drop in DeAndre Carter, and Landon picks him up and gets 14 points from him in the game. Kudos for
Shocked.
him there. So what was your question there?
My question is, at what point are we calling Kyle Pitts a freaking bust? Like,
Uh,
what
I,
what is up with this kid? He is hot trash. Maybe he's
well,
not hot trash, but him being in on that team is
yeah,
hot trash.
yeah, certainly not his fault. I mean, look what he did last year as a rookie, and look what they're doing with him this year, and it's just pretty ridiculous. So it's just kind of a mess there, but it's a mess where they're in a bad division and they're still in the thick of it, and so they're going to keep on trotting Mariota out there, and they're gonna run a lot. And I mean, last week actually was the first week I heard this on one podcast where their passing volume was higher than the running volume. There was actually a game script in which they had to pass the ball, and it was the first time. So, but even so, Pitts didn't get much of it. I mean, he had 8 targets, so it's just a matter of Mariota's just not doing a great job with the passing game. So I think Pitts is going to be fine, but man, things have to change. I don't know what it's going to take there if Smith is going to keep on doing this crap, and is he going to keep on playing Mariota? What are they going to do there? I don't know. It's
I just
got to be frustrating though, because people that got Pitts, they drafted him high in dynasty leagues, so it's frustrating as hell.
I just don't get it. Like, all right, yeah, we're gonna run the ball a lot, okay, but every time I throw the ball, I'm either gonna look at Pitts or London. Like, these two
Yeah,
guys are huge dudes. I don't even have to be that accurate. Like,
yeah,
I just have to get in their wheelhouse and they can make catches. Their hands are bigger than
yeah.
freaking dish pans, like I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Dish new meaning to dishpan hands. I like that.
Dishpan Hand, brought to you
All
by
right,
NAO Show. They are a proud sponsor of the NAO Show.
and
Dishpan Hand.
and and palm olive. Yeah. So yeah, FNG with the running backs were pretty disappointing. Walker only got 10 points. Probably not bad against a Tampa Bay defense there. Did more in the receiving game. Pretty interesting that everybody was off of Walker. A lot of people were low on Walker because they said he doesn't catch the ball. He's not a pass catching back, and he ends up doing more in the passing game than he did in the running game in this one. And then Sanders, yeah, behind the best line in the NFL right now, and 5.4 points. But that was a crazy game. Washington controlled the tempo and the time of possession, and they took them out of it. They kind of showed people what you can do to beat Philly this year. So
I was laughing. I was laughing the whole. I watched the first quarter and I went to bed after that. But I was laughing the whole time because before the game they had this huge like, "Oh, Hurts, you're the best quarterback in Eagles history, sending us to 8-0," and they're just like patting him on the back the whole pre-show, and then he puts up the big old L. I mean,
yeah,
mind you, they're 8-1. They're still a freaking phenomenal team, but it was funny that Washington Commanders were the team that beat them.
yeah, it was. Yeah, FNG left a little bit on his bench, man. But who was going to start Westbrook Akine, who got 26.4 points, But you would think if anybody was going to start him, it'd be a Tennessee homer, right?
Right.
So, maybe
Against Denver, I mean, that's not a horrible play.
is the FNG paying attention even, man? Come on, dude. Um,
Well, Traylon Burks did pretty well. Wait, no, he didn't. He's the rookie that has not done diddly all year.
yeah, well, he's been hurt some,
But
but
he's the next AJ Brown, Marky Mark. He's the
yeah,
same person, right?
well, we'll see, man. I'll give him a break because he's been hurt. So, well, it's TBD. I don't think he's as good as AJ Brown by any means, but we'll see. I don't know that he's a bust yet. I won't call him a bust at
Oh,
this
I don't
point.
think he's a bust yet, but he's not AJ Brown by any
Yeah,
means.
yeah. He also had FNG had MVS on the bench getting 13.5. So yeah, he's probably kicking himself a little bit, man. He could have been at 4-6 with you and eyeballing that playoff spot maybe,
Where
but
I'm
didn't
on
get
a
it done this
mountain
week.
with my binoculars staring down at the playoffs, like I'm just like that. All right, let's get to the standings. We have a couple movers, we have a couple shakers. The standings are real fun this time of year in this league, always. The only two people that moved was the Pooh Crew. They moved up one spot because of points four, and the Hoosier Daddies dropped down to six because of points four. Uh, fun, fun. The Prince, I don't know who that guy is. He sounds like a really cool dude that I'd like to hang out with. He is only 2 wins out of fourth place, and he has the most points over the Poo Crew and the Hoosier Daddies, only 20 points behind A-Bomb. So don't count me out yet there, Marky Mark. Don't count me out
Yeah.
yet.
After that big week I had two real stinkers, man. So I'm definitely gonna have to get wins if I'm gonna get up in there.
I play the Poo Crew next week. Not saying that this week is an automatic win against Dilly because Dilly can jump on anybody. But next week, I'm not going to have Chase and I have to go against the Poo Crew. So we'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, yeah. We talked about Goofy there at 7-3, man. Can he hang on? You got 1, 2, 3 teams at 5-5, and you at 4-6 there, and kind of breathing down the neck there. So
Well, the thing
being
that I have, I'm looking at is that his points for are not high enough to be really.
right,
If he slides down and we stay even, like we get the same number of points as average, and he gets the same number of points as average, he's not gonna have enough points for to be considered the guy for fourth place.
yeah,
So
yeah,
potentially, there's potential that there's 2 open spots for the playoffs, 3 and 4. I think Mike and Tank Top Mike and the DBs are locks right now for the playoffs. So, uh, but the last 2 spots for the playoffs, wide open.
yeah. I
That's
think
what she
so. I
said.
think so.
Wide open.
Yeah, gonna be interesting. All right. Well, we have a trade to talk about. Uh,
What?
yeah. What do you know about that? Me and me and Landon had a little trade today.
Little
Let
trade
me
Rooney.
let me run it down for you here. So, Landon receives Kenny Pickett, Melvin Gordon, Joshua Palmer, and Paris Campbell. In return, Who's Your Daddies received Devin Singletary and a 23 third and a 23 fifth. Both those picks belong to Dylan.
Okay.
Getting ready to
So
say
they will
both of,
be
huh?
they'll both be pretty early picks.
Well, I mean, but based on the standings right now,
Yeah,
yeah,
based on standings right now.
I'll be rooting for him in the Miyagi Bowl. See if we can make
Well,
those picks any better. Interesting thing, I've got three of Dylan's picks. I've got his third, fourth, and fifth round picks now. So
oh wow.
I'm definitely rooting for my man Dylan in
You
the
are pro
Miyagi Bowl.
Dilly in the Miyagi Bowl.
Yes, I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I'm looking at this trade, Marky Mark, and I like it for both sides because I think Singletary is a piece that you can play with right now. He's a guy that's kind of he'll get you solid points when he's used. You know what I mean? I've He's a good flex play, and definitely if you have some buys coming up, I don't know if you have any buys with your leading backs, but I know you've had some injury issues with Zeke and what have you. He's just another piece to play with moving down into the hopefully for a playoff push for you. And I like the tips getting Kenny Pickett because they don't have much for quarterback. They have Ryan Tannehill, and that's about it. So Pickett is good long play. Melvin Gordon, he doesn't know how to play football magically. He just woke up one day and forgot how to play football. It seems
Yeah.
like, and Josh Palmer is pretty good. He's gonna probably take a back seat to the guys coming back off injury with Mike Williams and
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. I want to say Josh Allen. I knew that wasn't right. Keenan Allen. So, but I like the trade for both of you. What do you think?
Yeah, they got Deshaun Watson, but I think Tannehill is probably towards the end, and they needed some youth there.
Oh, I
Pickett's,
forgot they had Deshaun Watson.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
But
we'll have to.
when he was playing, he wasn't doing that great either.
I mean,
So
that's to say, who knows what is all going to be when he comes back. But Pickett's a solid young guy. That's not a bad guy to get in there now, and
Hmm.
and see if he can turn into something for him. So, and that was how the conversation started. He said he was interested in Pickett, and now that I don't have Pickens, would I be interested in moving him? So I kind of turned it into this. So Singletary for me, he's got good matchups down the stretch and into the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, you talked about the injuries. Fortunately, I had Donta Foreman, who's been in there, but you can see that Foreman is, if it's a team they can beat, and the game script's good, he's going to be good. But he's been bad when the game script's bad, and the team they're playing is, so I'm looking at his matchups. He's got a couple of good ones, but a couple of bad ones, and I'm thinking, man, I can't ride this guy through the playoffs. That's not going to work, man. So yeah, Zeke. I think Zeke will be back, but Mitchell, he went out as the number one guy, but he comes back in as a 1A 1B. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's definitely just about that depth. And I guess for me the bonus was to get some draft capital in 23 because I had my own fifth round pick just a few weeks ago, and now I've got
That
a
wasn't gonna
third.
do it, Marky Mark. That was not gonna
Yeah,
do it.
now I have Dylan's third, fourth, and fifth, plus my own fifth. So what was crap is now looking all right. I can do something with this, maybe. So that was kind of the icing on the cake for me. So yeah, it was a good trade for both of us. He got a little bit more depth. Maybe a couple of guys can help him for the Miyagi Bowl. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens, but definitely happy to get Singletary, and very happy that they moved the game to Detroit because I'm trading for him, thinking, man, yeah, I won't even be able to play him. He's got a great matchup against Cleveland, but they're going to be in 6 feet of snow. So thank God they
And he's
they
not
moved it
6
to
foot.
Detroit.
If he's
Yeah,
playing in
right.
6 feet of snow, he's not going to be able to see over the snowbank.
Have to hold the ball up over the snow and try to run right. Oh man. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm
that's
glad
hilarious.
they moved that to Detroit. So all right, well, let's get into the matchups for next week or this week. I'm sorry, and we're going to start out with my marquee mark matchup of the week, and
Bum,
that
bum,
is
bum.
the Pooh Crew going up against Tank Top Mike. This is a big one. We talked about Ian just moving up, moving back up, getting a win after 4 losses. He really needs another win to stay in the hunt. Tank Top losing Cup, trying to stay up there, in the playoffs. What do you think about this one?
I am pro Tank Top Mike this week, and it's sad to see that he doesn't have the cup, the coop. He's not in there, and it's
Yeah,
rough
yeah,
looking down at DJ Moore being in his lineup right now. And I know, Tank Top Mike is thinking the same thing. And come on,
yeah.
Tank
That's a
Top
tough
Mike.
matchup.
We just need the running backs to actually do what running backs are supposed to do when they are Eckler, AK, and Swift. If all three of them can just get 60
Yeah,
points, get something around there, maybe we can be
yeah.
in the realm. But hey, you remember week 6, 7, 8, and 9? I do. That Poo Crew did not even score over 100 points. That could happen again. We could always hope. So this is the one I'm going to be
Yeah,
looking at a little just behind my own. So let's go tank top.
yeah. I'm with you. There's some tough matchups for him though. You can't deny that, man. Pittman going up against Philly. That's who he's got in there where Cup would normally be. He's got Jawan Johnson in there. We talked about the tight ends, but going up against the Rams, who I think are number one right now against tight end, and Jacobs against Denver, Moore against Baltimore. Sorry, Tank Top. I know you're probably cursing me out right now, but yeah, I'm scared of some of those matchups, man. The guys are going to have to overperform a lot. And then you look over here with Saquon going up against Detroit. Man, I mean that's the kind of thing that
Hook
can
is
make your
playing
day.
Dallas. That's a
That's the
bad
kind of thing.
matchup.
Yeah, no, it's a bad matchup, but that Taylor matchup, or I'm sorry, that Barkley matchup could just about make his day. So yeah, Cook against
It,
Dallas, but Montgomery
TikTok
against
Mike
Atlanta
is
is a
not
good
going to
one.
lose because of one person, though. Come
No,
on.
no, okay, but no, I'm just saying. I looking at the matchups. It scares me for Tank Top.
I'm
You
trying to be
got
a glass half full kind of guy.
yeah, I got you. I got you. You got Montgomery for Puku going up against Atlanta. Now Herbert's out, so that's looking like a good matchup right there too. So
Montgomery is
uh,
RB2 on that team. You know who RB1 is?
yeah, I know who RB1 is, but but they're going to give the ball to somebody, and that somebody's going to be Montgomery. I don't think Treston Ebner is going to be very involved. I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but I think it's going to be Monty. Yeah, it's a right now they've got Poo Crew favored by about 8 points here. So come on, Tank Top, man. Maybe he needs to get Tebow in there instead of Jawan and get the guys a little pep talk.
Give the guys a pep talk. Get this
Yeah,
W.
it's gonna need it, man. It's gonna need it.
DJ
Tough
Moore, 90
matchup.
yards, touchdown. Let's go. Just need one
Yeah,
play, DJ. Come on.
yeah. All right, we'll move on to our next matchup. We're gonna talk about the DBs going up against Goofy effing Jace. Wow, hey man, the game started. We're taping late.
We're taping
Thursday
late
night
on a
game
Thursday
starting.
night.
There's already points.
Derrick
There's
Henry
already
has two and
points.
a half points already.
Yeah, look at that. All right. Well, let's talk about the matchup before they get too far into it.
Well, I think this is going to be uphill sledding for Goofy Jace. He's going to need a lot to go for him. He's got Cordell Patterson in there going against Chicago. Uh, let's hope he has a good game. Uh, the backfield in Baltimore is really killing Goofy Jace without uh, Dobbins in there and not having Gus Bus because he's over on the Tank Top Mike's team. And I don't know. I don't know if he's got it in his lineup to beat the DBs, but if he does, I think everybody in the NAO is going to throw him a freaking party. Let's go.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for him. I mean, you look down and down up and down the lineup, and you know, Duvernay and Lazard is your top wide receivers. That's not what you want to see.
Oh, that's bad. Is
Yeah,
that bad?
and then flexing guys like Tyquan Thornton, or is it Thyroid, or is it? I think it's
Thyroid Thornton.
Thyroid Thornton, Khalif Raymond, Jamal Williams is it's a solid flex guy.
Yeah, definitely.
But man, I just yeah. Meanwhile, DB's got the same old good guys in there. They got still got Brown in the lineup. We'll see what happens with him this year, this
This
week
week.
with a questionable tag. And DeAndre Hopkins showed up on the injury report this week. Cole Kmet got hurt in the game last week, still showing up questionable. So they may have to make a few moves, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to for Goofy to take this one or not.
Well, the
They do
thing
have
is, if they got to make a couple moves, Tyreek Hill is out. They have
right.
they have some
Rashad
depth.
White's
Like,
out.
yeah, they got Garrett Wilson that could be a good throw in there.
Yeah,
Rondell Moore could
Pacheco.
be a good throw in
Yeah,
there.
Moore could be good. Yeah, tough matchup against San Francisco for Rondale, but
Allen
if you got to
Robinson.
put him in. Uh, hey, look, they got him projected for 10 points. I
Hey,
I
put your
I
money
think
where your
I'd bet
mouth
the under.
is.
Yeah, I think I'd bet the under, man. I don't know. I feel like Skronik's going to be the guy that steps up there, but I could be wrong. But I feel like he'll be the one that
Oh,
steps
really?
up.
I have
So
him.
yeah. Now Mike Williams is practicing this week. I don't know if he's going to get in there or not, but that's somebody that Goofy may be able to flex up in there and take thyroid or Khalif Raymond out.
Keenan
So
Allen could play too. They said.
yeah, we'll see about Allen, but Yeah, maybe help is on the way. So we'll see. I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see on this one, man. But I'm with you. I don't know if I give Goofy too good of a chance in this one. All right, we'll move on to our next matchup. We've got the Hoosier Daddies going up against FNG. So I think I might be catching him on a good week where he's got Walker on by and he's got Chris Godwin on by. But it's still pretty close, man. Do you give me a chance in this one?
Have you seen the points that have already been scored?
I've seen the points, man. How the hell? How the hell? He put in Dontel. He puts in Dontrell Hilliard. He won't.
Dontrell Hilliard.
He doesn't put in this guy Akini Westbrook last week, so maybe he learned from that, and he's like, "I'm going to put my boy in." Yeah, freaking Dontrell Hilliard's got a touchdown. How do you like that?
Well, I just want to make a comment that he deserves to lose for the mismanagement of his lineup, starting a guy on Thursday in your flex spot. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I
Wow.
think Elijah Mitchell's gonna get you some good points. Boyd is gonna come back out with Chase being down.
Yeah,
He's always a
yeah.
great start for you. Sutton is going to be the dominator in Denver because there's nobody
Oh,
else to throw the freaking ball to. Like
a
Kyler,
lot of people calling it. Yeah, a lot
J.K.
of people
Hamler's
calling
out,
it.
Judy's out.
Yeah, and they're playing Las Vegas, who's been just terrible.
God.
So yeah, they have been. So you see, I got Singletary in there. I
Oh
may.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Zeke plays. He's been practicing, so Zeke may be back in there. So that might not be too bad. You see, I picked up freaking Heineke and got him in my lineup today. I'm not. I had Mac Jones in there, and I saw
Mac
that
Jones.
Heineke was available, and that felt a little bit better than Mac Jones going up against the Jets. So um, not
This
a
one could come down to the last play of one of y'all's because
yeah,
it's gonna be
true.
close. I think this is gonna be close.
Yeah, Kyler's still banged up. They're playing San Francisco anyway. Not a great matchup. I got Tua and Gino on bye. So what do I do there? So yeah, it's man. And I got Waddle on bye. Just traded for him and he's on bye. So uh, maybe, like I said, maybe I'm catching him on a good week. But he's got a solid lineup there with Stevenson and Sanders. As his 1-2 in running back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Samuel's banged up, so we'll have to see if he's in there or not. Look at him. He's got Greg Dulcich in this week for tight end. How do you like that? Going up against Las Vegas. Man,
Why not? I
I
mean, tight
think
end
I think
is so
I,
garbage of a
I think
position. If
Dulcich
you
might
don't,
have been on his taxi squad, so it looks like you called him up.
he did. He
Called him
called
up.
them up. Why not? You never know with these tight ends these days. You can freaking
Well,
flip a coin and get 30 points from Juan Jennings.
when you when you take a dart thrower at the backup in Tennessee and he's already got 8.3 points, then it could be his week. It could be his week, man. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. Well, I need it, man. I really need it. So hopefully my guys, overperform here like Dontrell Hilliard is overperforming for FNG right now. Boy, that makes me happy.
I bet that just puts a feather in your cap today, doesn't it,
Yeah, I
Marky Mark?
scrolled down. I'm like, 8.3 points.
I was waiting for you to see it, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna turn out bad."
I thought maybe his starting defense had lost points already, but no, he's getting points. So yeah. All right, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's move on to our next.
Moving on.
Moving on, we've got the Prince versus Silly Dilly. Man,
I
Dylan's
want
out there
to.
somewhere, right?
I
Good week for you trying to get up in the playoff hunt. What do you think, man?
I don't care that he's 1-9. Dilly
Yeah,
is a team that can always sneak up on you, and my team is. I, I I'm starting. I mean, I don't have Chase. Like, I knew when I traded for Chase that it was going to be a wait and see, and it was going to have to be a perfect storm for him to come back this year and be a benefit to me. So if I can make it till week 13 and he comes back and he is the old Chase and he is not a I need a couple of weeks to get back into game speed chase. It might benefit me, but this week, uh, I'm only projected 116 points. He's projecting 99 points. That could go one way or the other real quick. Uh,
Yeah, you're
so we'll
right.
see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, I like a lot of his lineup that I'm seeing here. Connor's healthy, and you saw what he did last week, and they dropped Benjamin, so it's all Connor and probably a little bit of okay, I can't think of the guy's name right now. They're back up. That I hate when I can't think of a guy's name, but um, yeah, it's going to be a lot of Connor again, probably. Pollard, even if Zeke's back in there, is gonna do all right. He's gonna get touches. Um, Myers, Higbee, Gibson, Jefferson. These are all solid guys, man. You're right. You look at him and you look at that lineup, and he could do a little something.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, look at you with Fields going up against Atlanta, man. I mean, jeez. I mean, your eyes got to get big when you see that matchup. They're projecting him for right at 19 points, but hell, he could score 30 easy on those guys.
Maybe.
Maybe. Olave's been down, so we'll have to see. Have to see if they start getting him the ball a little bit more. He's been last 3 weeks have been pretty meh for him.
Yeah.
Um, but
I mean,
I
he's
like
getting the targets. He's just not getting like 2 weeks ago he went 7 for 5. He only had 52 yards, which kind of sucked. Last week he had 5 targets for three catches, 40 yards, and it just he just I think they're getting onto him a little more with the double coverage because he's pretty much their only real threat if you're not going to throw it
yeah,
to AK.
yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
see.
They're probably game planning for him because he's the best guy they got. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, you're right. I mean, the projection's on your side, but um, yeah, I don't know that I would feel 100% secure
I
with
just
that
need
either,
Jefferson
man.
to get me a 40 burger and Fields to put up another 40, and I should be okay.
Yeah. Jefferson popped up on the injury report with a
Hold your
toe.
tongue. Hold it.
Yeah, yeah. Keep
No,
a,
we
keep
don't
an
speak of this.
keep an eye on it. I didn't see the practice report today. I know Wednesday, I think he was limited, so we'll have to see. But it could have been. They said in the report that it could have been a maintenance kind of day, a little bit of rest, give that toe some time to rest up. So we'll see.
One thing
Check the practice report.
I really respect Dilly doing is putting Adam Thielen on the same line as Justin Jefferson. Bold move, Cotton.
Yeah.
We'll see how that one plays out.
All right, we'll move on to our last matchup of the week. That is just the tips going up against a Bombers, and we've got a score here already. What do you know? We got
Ryan Tannehill has already put one in the end zone.
yeah, yeah, yeah. To Hilliard going up against me. Thank you very much.
And it comes
But
back.
even with the points already, the projection still hasn't really gone up much. Looking like A Bomb should be able to cruise this week. What do you think?
I'm hoping that Landon just gets him. I hope Avon puts a big old nothing burger out there someplace, and I hope Landon just gets him because I would love to see both Poo Crew and A-Bomb lose this week. That would just make my week. Let's go, Terrace
Mm,
Marshall.
yeah. Well, he made that trade with me today, and maybe he's got a little bit more in there. He's got them all in there. He's got Palmer in there. He's got Campbell in there. Although Campbell's playing Philly, which isn't a great matchup for him, and got Melvin Gordon in, which is not he's in a committee and not a great committee by any means. So I don't know. I think Avon's got enough to get it done, but he's got a lot of cues popping up by the names of his guys here. He's got Andrews in there. We'll have to see if Andrews actually gets on the field or not.
Hmm.
Flexing, he's got him flexing with Dawson Knox in the tight end spot. Devontae Parker
Do you
in
think
the
he gets the
lineup
sauce?
gets the sauce.
Yeah,
Who?
do you
That
think Sauce is
Parker?
going to cover him?
No, he'll probably be on Jacoby Myers, I would imagine.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe
Not
Parker.
Thyroid
Maybe
Thornton.
yeah. Maybe Parker's not a bad play, but he's been dinged up, so we'll have to see. He hasn't done much. So yeah,
Maybe Slayton can get more than he's projected again this week.
I look at A Bomb's lineup, and the projection's not much there, right around 115.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe a good week to get someone like just the tips because it's a tough week for him. It looks like
This is pretty
tough week.
much their championship game, so they should really just put everything they have into beating A-Bomb this week for no particular reason. I have no ulterior motive or anything. I
Well,
would just love a W this week.
how crazy is it that the fourth playoff spot is 5-5? Just the tip sitting there at 3-7. They're only 2 games out. Stranger things have happened, man. It is fantasy football.
That would be like the stars aligning, not only every star aligning, all the planets aligning, an eclipse onto the like that's what would have to happen for that to happen, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. I think so too. But you know, can't count them out yet, man. Can't count them out.
Well, that's the NAO show. You know when you know because Ian, you suck.